My father woke up to find a strange lady standing in his room, dressed in servant's clothes of times past. This is Paranormal Christian. Let's tell stories. It was 2006. My mom and dad had just completed the new home that they had built. And one evening, he fell asleep quite early, late afternoon, and he got in a nap of an hour or two. When he woke up, it was still pretty early in the evening. The rest of us were actually downstairs at his house. We were in the lower level of their home. I don't know if we were eating, watching TV, what we were doing. But when my father woke up in his bedroom, there was a lady standing at the end of his bed. He didn't feel like she was a ghost lady or anything like that. It was just a lady, a strange lady, somebody that should not have been in his house, should not have been in his bedroom. And she was a black lady, and she was dressed not in clothing of this time, but she was dressed in servant's type clothing of times past. He wakes up, she's standing there, he's looking at her. He's caught off guard by this, but he didn't feel particularly scared. And she simply looked at him for a moment, and then she turned and began to walk out of the room. He's wondering what in the world this lady's doing in his house, why she was in his room, why she was looking at him sleep. He immediately gets out of the bed to follow right behind her. She walks out of the doorway and turns down the hall. And, moments later, he is stepping out behind her in the hall, and he turns and no one is there. He knew she didn't have time to walk down the hall, but just in case she did, he made his way down the hall very, very quickly into the living room. She's not there. He looks at the stairs going into the basement. He knows she didn't have time to walk down the stairs, but just in case, he makes his way down the stairs very, very quickly, opens the door and comes into the basement where we are. And looking around, we're looking at him, and he's got this strange look on his face, and we're like, hi. We call my dad Monk, by the way. Everybody that knows him calls him Monk, and that's what my niece named him when she was just old enough to talk. But anyway, we're like, hi, Monk, have a nice nap, whatever. And he said, yeah. And then he told us exactly what had just happened. He was very confident that this was not a dream that he had before he woke up. He was very confident that he was not just in a sleepy state as he was waking up. To him, it was just as real as the day we were living in. He woke up and somebody was standing in his room. She began to walk out of the room. He began to follow her. And he was curious to look through his house and just simply find out who was there. And nobody was there. I think the most interesting thing is that when I asked my father about this now, this story that he told us, he says he doesn't remember any of this or that he ever told us at all. I don't think I have any good explanations. I don't think I have any good thoughts. I only know what he told us there in the moment and what he was very, very sure of and very confident of. My dad has never gotten in on our ghost stories. Throughout the years, he always said it was just our minds playing tricks on us. He never knew that the house we lived in was haunted. Growing up, the house I've talked about many times, he says he never had any scared feelings, that he never saw anything, and he doesn't know what the rest of us are talking about. And so this one is my dad's claim to fame. As far as I know, I can't remember him having any other strange experiences or stories. But I'm curious if you've ever seen anybody in your home. I'm not talking about somebody that you thought was a ghost. I'm talking about you just thought somebody was there and then they weren't there, and now it has you wondering. I love these kinds of stories. At the very least, they're great stories and they're interesting and a lot of fun to share at family parties about the woman that showed up in the house. And so we would love to hear from you. Would you subscribe and follow us so that you get notification when we put out a new video, a new episode, a new story? And would you go to paranormalchristian.com? You might want to buy a hoodie or a t-shirt or some stickers or a trucker cap while you're there to support Paranormal Christian and to tell all of your friends about it. Most important, would you click on the contact page You can fill out the form there, or you can message your story in the comments below. You can comment them there, or you can message them through the channel that you're watching now. So keep the stories coming and keep them PC. We'll see you next time on Paranormal Christian.